also join us this Thursday afternoon, from the Action for Economic Reforms Group, Economics Research and Advocacy Associate Gage Andal. Gage, welcome to Soricon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon po. Thank you po. Thank you.
Hi. We got your name right naman, no? It's Gage.
Yes, opo. Gage po.
Just making sure.
Hindi siya gage, ha?
Hindi po. Correct
Sinabi mo pa
po.
talaga.
Hindi, parang malinaw, di ba?
Pasensya na, Gage. You have to excuse
All
Ronald.
this talk about excise taxes, suspending it, or reducing it, napasa na ng Kongreso, inintay lang pirma ng Palasyo, pero ngayon mukhang nag-aalinlangan. What is the AER's take on this? Does it make sense to suspend excise taxes?
Actually, yes. Ano po, no? We've actually commented on this na po quite recently na it is very unfortunate that this came to pass. Basically, pasado na po siya. Yung fuel excise taxes po kasi, yung suspension po nito, sa madaling sabi, we agree with our economists nationwide basically na medyo regressive po talaga siya. Okay? Regressive po siya. Ang pinaka magbe-benefit po kasi dito, hindi naman po yung dapat na mag-benefit, which is yung tinatawag na bottom 50% of the of households, no? Yung pinaka mag-benefit po dito ay yung nasa yung may kaya po talaga. So it really begs the question po. The immediate question there is, sino ho ba talaga ang gusto nating tulungan? Yung ordinaryong mamamayan po ba talaga? O ano po? So, meron naman pong mga policy tools na mas effective. Ito po kasi yung fuel excise tax suspension, it is a blunt instrument po that would provide a temporary relief for a long-term problem with long-term consequences. So, katulad po nung 2022, nagkaroon din po tayo ng fuel crisis. Nagkaroon naman po tayo ng response doon na targeted. No? Targeted po yung mga vulnerable sectors, the poor, the transportation sector. So, we were hoping that we would see the same kind of response, considering na we were able to ride out the crisis back then. It's relatively successfully naman po compared to today. So we expect that in the long run, this will bite us back.
When you said regressive, you're referring, I suppose, to the idea of suspending it.
Yes, opo. Kasi when
Not the
we
tax itself.
suspend the excise tax on fuel po, based on our estimates, ang pinaka mag-benefit po talaga dito, hindi naman po yung bottom 50%. Yung
Top 10%.
yung top 10 and upper 50% po. But yes, most especially yung top 10. We have initial estimates showing na when this comes to pass, the estimated benefit from May to December 2026 would probably be just around 1,400 per household for the entire year. Or that's around 179 pesos per month in benefits to the bottom 50%.
How about,
there
how
are
about suspension of
better
the IBAT?
instruments po sana. Yes.
How about suspension of the 12% IBAT on electricity and fuel products? Is that also regressive? Dahil ang tatamaan yan, lahat tayo gumagamit ng kuryente, di ba? So, is that also regressive from your vantage point?
Yes, ito po in particular, kasi we were focusing po on the fuel excise tax suspension, so we still need to look into how it will impact the economy po and how regressive it will be if it is regressive. And hindi naman po namin dinedeny na may relief yung mga tax suspensions if temporary, which is the problem po.
Kasi temporary po naman talaga yung crisis
yung
natin
benefit,
ngayon
yes,
because of the Iran war, di ba? We can discuss medium-term and long-term solutions probably later. Pero very immediate yung kwan ngayon yung pagtaas ng fuel, yung pagtaas ng lahat ng bilihin, at yung elephant in the room, yung talagang 20 to 30 day reserves na baka maubos in a month. So talagang emergency ito. At iba ito doon sa Ukraine oil crisis. No? Medyo naiiba siya.
Opo. Yes, tama naman po. We agree with you on that po. And yun nga, medyo talagang urgent po ang issue. But that is exactly why mas importante po na yung support ay targeted po sa mga talagang nangangailangan po. And yun po yung talagang bottom 50%. And we agree, we support po yung pag-subsidize actually nung PUVs. So I have heard that nagsimula na po yung rollout noon last week and there's gonna be another rollout next week. So those are really good measures to kind of combat the current crisis. But the question there din po is that kasi hindi rin po natin talaga alam kung gaano katagal po ito. Now, we have measures that could help in the short run, but we also have to think about how this would be impacting us in the long run din. But yes, yun po yun. So, dito rin po kasi pumapasok yung stance po namin sa AER na may mga better policy responses po na pwede tayong tingnan. Especially yung 136 billion to even 330 billion shortfall. That is no small number. That is that would definitely impact our public coffers. So, may kasama pong question yung paano natin tutulungan yung ordinaryong mamamayan na paano naman natin popondohan yung shortfall po na yun? Saan po natin kukunin yung pondo na yun without resorting to further borrowing? Kasi po, meron na po tayong constrained fiscal space na persistent over the past few years. So, those are
Gage,
very real concerns.
Gage, ano yung proposal mo na
Gage.
dapat gawin immediately, no? Dahil nga very immediate yung emergency, yung crisis, 'di ba? You are left with a lot of imperfect options eh. Wala namang perfect yan eh. So ano yung least imperfect dito sa mga options na ito? Tama ba yung ayuda? No? Puro ayuda na lang ba yung gagawin natin? Mamimigay tayo ng tigli 5,000, no? Tapos itong mga excise, IBAT proposals, no, etc. So, what is the proposal of AER in the immediate, not the medium term? Dahil kung tumagal itong gera ng 1 month, disastrous sa ating economy yan, no? So, what we are confronting is very short term.
Yes, opo. So, kami po, yun talaga, agree po kami doon sa yung ayuda, malaking bagay po na iyon. It's a really good first step, no? It's hard to kind of weigh everything po without really considering it more deeply kasi lahat po yan may trade-offs. Sabi nyo nga po, hindi naman po perfecto yung mga polisiya, no? But those are the immediate first steps na talagang meron po kaming suporta. Yung ayuda po and yung support po, subsidies for our public transportation sector. And yeah,
Gage,
yes
ang
po.
pinakamalaki ng hihingi niyang pagsuspindi ng excise tax actually is the transport sector eh. Kasi halimbawa, bibigyan mo silang 5,000 a week. Yung gasolina nila is magkano? 30 liters ang bawat karga, no? 30 liters, bawat litro, 6 pesos doon diesel eh. 6 pesos yung excise tax. O, di 180 na yon araw-araw. Yun ang sinasabi nila eh, na ang matutulungan pa rin, yung mahihirap na yan. Yung mga motor, yung mga nagdi-deliver, motorsiklo, yung tricycle driver, yan ang hinihingi nila, nababagalan sila sa rollout. Hindi nila alam kung gaano kabilis yung 5,000 na a week ba yan, a month, hindi nila alam. So, yun ang kasi sinasabi nyo mayayaman nyo. Kami makikinabang din kami dyan eh. Hindi naman ako mayaman. Pag kinapsyang yung excise tax.
But
No? Kaya, in fact, sinasabi nila, nakukulangan sila doon sa 5,000. At nababagalan daw sila, ang gulo-gulo daw, bakit daw dito lang sa Maynila? Sa probinsya daw, wala pa. Hindi nila alam kung masusustain ng gobyerno. And you're talking about tax utilization, isa sa pinakamalaking problema natin ngayon, yung paggamit ng buwis eh. Tama na po
Totoo
kayo.
po yan. Totoo po yan, Ma'am Ami. Malaking issue po talaga yan. And in my opinion, it requires a whole of government approach to really tackle this problem po. And yun din po so maganda po yung na-mention nyo na sapat na po ba talaga yung 5,000 na subsidy po. There's another 5,000 to 10,000 coming next week sa rollouts na admittedly mabagal nga po. Pero yun po, dun po natin nakikita na hindi po ba pwedeng hanggang doon lang po ba yung kaya nating subsidy na i-provide. Now, I'm not here po to say, to recommend how much the subsidy should be. We would prefer to look closely into that muna po. But yung pag-subsidize po ng mga vulnerable sectors and yung transportation sectors, yun po talaga ang dapat tayong pagtuunan ng pansin. And yung sa amount po, yun po kasi it's a one-time release po if hindi ako nagkakamali. So and given na hindi po natin masabi kung gaano katagal po yung yung conflict, no, we cannot afford not to think about the mid and long term din po. So for us in AER, yun po, we support the subsidy, we support the ayuda, opo. But also from a structural standpoint, we also have to look into other measures that would help really be prudent about the consumption of fuel. So ganito po, yung sa fuel po natin, may mga price signals po kasi yan na hindi naman po dapat matamper with. They really are indicative of the scarcity of fuel. So if we are not careful and medyo ma-manipulate po natin yung price signals, it could lead to imprudent consumption of an already scarce commodity. So, isa po sa mga sinusuportahan din po namin is, at the very least, temporarily, short term, yung transition din po to work from home arrangements in the private sector and in the government sector para po makatulong kahit papaano. It's not a permanent solution, it's not a perfect solution, pero para makatulong po kahit papaano sa prudent na pagkonsumo ng fuel.
Gage, just to simplify things, if I'm getting you right, what you're saying basically is that instead of government subsidizing everybody, including yung mayaman, which is basically what will happen if we suspend the excise taxes across the board. Basically, ganun mangyari. Government will just absorb the losses in subsidy and for everybody. Instead of doing subsidy for everybody, subsidy for targeted individuals, tataasan dapat. O lalakyan
Yes
dapat.
po.
Yeah.
Yun po mismo yung punto po namin sana. Dapat po targeted po talaga yung tulong.
Yes.
Kasi imbes meron halimbawa po, hopefully I could simplify things this way. Yung tulong po na ibibigay natin sa lahat, meron pong makakatanggap dyan na hindi naman po talaga kailangan yung tulong. Siyempre po, ito po yung mga mayayaman. Yung tulong po na iyon, na sa kanila mapupunta, na hindi naman po nila kailangan, maaari maibigay naman po sa ordinaryong mamamayan. Yun po yung point po sana nun. Kaya kailangan targeted.
We got it. Thank you so much, Gage. And you're right, yung 5,000 peso subsidy for now has not been announced as a weekly thing. It seems to be a one-off for now, although the government has said that it is looking into other methods of subsidies. So for example, the DA is looking to subsidize farmers and fisher folk, especially since the price of fertilizers has gone up because of the war nga. But we shall leave that there. Thanks so much for talking to us here on StoryCon. That was Gage Andal from the Action for Economic Reforms.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gage.